भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी Hare Krishna dear devotees. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, chapter 6, verse 19 through 30. So text 19. Thereafter Mother Yashoda and Rohini, along with other elderly gopis, waved about the switch of a cow to give full protection to the child Sri Krishna. Text 20. The child was thoroughly washed with cow urine and then smeared with the dust raised by the movements of the cows. Then different names of the Lord were applied with cow dung on 12 different parts of his body, beginning with the forehead, as done in applying tilak. In this way, the child was given protection. Text 21. The gopis first executed the process of Achaman, drinking a sip of water from the right hand. They purified their bodies and hands with the Nyasa mantra and then applied the same mantra upon the body of the child. Text 22-23. Sukadeva Goswami informed Maharaj Parikshit that the gopis, following the proper system, protected Krishna, their child, with this mantra. May Aja protect your legs. May Maniman protect your knees. Yagna your thighs. Achyuta the upper part of your waist. And Hayagriv your abdomen. May Keshava protect your heart. Isha your chest, the sun god your neck, Vishnu your arms, Urukrama your face, and Ishvara your head. May Chakri protect you from the front. May Srihari Gadadhari, the carrier of the club, protect you from the back. And may the carrier of the bow, who is known as the enemy of Madhu, and Lord Arjun, the carrier of the sword, two sides. Protect your two sides. May Lord Urugaya, the carrier of the conch shell, protect you from all corners. May Upendra protect you from above. May Garuda protect you on the ground. May Lord Haladhar, the Supreme Person, protect you on all sides. Text 24. May Rishikesha protect your senses, and Narayana your life air. May the Master of Shwetadeep protect the core of your heart, and may Lord Yogeshwara protect your mind. Text 25 to 26. May Lord Prashnigurva protect your intelligence, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead your soul. While you are playing, may Govinda protect you, and while you are sleeping, may Madhava protect you. May Lord Vaikuntha protect you while you are walking. May Lord Narayana, the husband of the goddess of fortune, protect you while you are sitting. Similarly, may Lord Yagnabhuk, Yagnabhuk, the fearful enemy of all evil planets, always protect you while you enjoy life. Text 27 to 29. The evil witches known as Dakinis, Yatudhanis, and Kushmandhas are the greatest enemies of children, and the evil spirits like Bhutas, Pretas, Pisachas, Yakshas, Rakshasas, and Vinayakas, as well as witches like Kotra, Revati, Jeshta, Putana, and Matraka, are always ready to give trouble to the body, the life air, and the senses, causing loss of memory, madness, and bad dreams. Like the most experienced evil stars, they all create great disturbances, especially for children. But one can vanquish them simply by uttering Lord Vishnu's name. For when Lord Vishnu's name resounds, all of them become afraid and go away. Text 30. Srila Sukdev Goswami continued All the gopis, headed by Mother Yashoda, were bound by maternal affection after they thus chanted mantras to protect the child. Mother Yashoda gave the child the nipple of her breast to suck and then got him to lie down on his bed. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you so much, Madhur Prabhuji. Yeah, Sri Krishna Prabhu, I know you're ready. You can start, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Sundaram Prabhu. Thank you, Manindar Prabhu, for reading Srimad Bhagavatam today. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yogam Sikshashtamekam Purusha Puranam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Sariradari Kripamritamaham Prapadye Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langete girim yatkrupa tamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Shri Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today we are seeing this section where Putana has actually come on behalf of King Kamsa to kill baby Krishna. So in this Putana Leela, so there are many, many wonderful lessons that we can learn. So today we are seeing this verse from 16 to 30. So initially in this Leela, Putana disguises herself into a beautiful woman, and everybody thinks that actually she is come to bestow some mercy, blessings to Krishna, and then no one stops her. She enters into the Nanda Maharaj quarters. By actually, it was a desire of Krishna that the Putana was delivered. So Putana eventually takes baby Krishna, and then with that intention of killing Krishna, she smears Kalakuta, like the Visha, the poison which is most deadly, in smeared in her breasts, and then she started feeding milk to Krishna. So even though her intention was wrong, but she had this thought of feeding milk to Krishna. Then that, because of that positive thought, Krishna actually gave her liberation and gave her the position of Datri, a nurse in the spiritual world. So, so here we can see how when Krishna started actually taking the life hair out of Putana, she started screaming, and her Nija Rupa, like the real face, started to appear. She started screaming, and then she basically came to her original form from that beautiful lady form, and then she manifested the gigantic form of a demoniac person, and then she fell in the forest basically. So when the Putana was falling, it was so much loud noise and trembling. It was so much vibration. Everybody was struck, as if thunderbolts were coming. Everybody was struck. And even it was mentioned by Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur that it was even the lower planetary systems like Rasatala, Sutala, Talatala, they are all actually um, vibrating. So all the planets are vibrating in the outer space are also trembling. We can imagine how much powerful was this demon. And now Putana, she had this mystic power. She could, turn herself into any form, and it could hide her real form. But then, here when she was killed, her mystic power was gone. She came back to her original form. That was the explanation given by Prabhupada. So when the description here started with, when the Putana fell to the ground, how Sukadeva Goswami was elaborating how does it really look. So it's very, very fearful, huge, gigantic form. He's just comparing her bodily limbs and features. Anda Kupa Gabiraksham. So he was saying like it's just like the deep, dark well. Her and the hair is scattered and it's looking like a copper. And she's saying. Matrogra dhamtrashyam. So it's like very, very the teeth, the dhamstra, like it was just like the plows. Like when you go to the fields, they use the plows to plow the field. It was each of those teeth were so terrible, so looking so big. And Kandara Nashikam Ganda Shaila, like the nostrils were like so huge, and then it was looking like a stone. Like that, the fierce body of Putana is being described by Shukadeva Goswami. So, on the other side, this scene is most frightening, and we can imagine if someone witnessing this. But on the other side, Krishna is joyfully playing on the breasts of Putana, and he was without any exhibition of fear or anything. So Balam Chatasya Urashi. So here, so the child Krishna is playing just like a baby, enjoying the pastimes with the. And then the gopis saw that, mother gopis saw that Krishna actually on top of Putana. They picked up Krishna. So here we can see that Krishna is always Sadaishwarya Purna, like he is always the Supreme Bhagavan. So Bhagavan is one who has all six opulences. He has the ultimate strength. He has all beauty, all knowledge. He has all renunciation, all powerful, all wealth. So all of the six opulences is always in full with Bhagavan. But Krishna, in this case, he wanted to enjoy this pastime. Even though Putana expanded in power and size, Krishna doesn't have to expand his strength. He was still in a baby form, but still he could exhibit his full opulence. So that was one of the statements Prabhupada wanted to make. We normally think in the material world, the calculation is power always have to be in matter of proportionate of size. Like Prabhupada used to one time say that, these big inventions are happening in aerospace industry, and every time the aerospace is getting bigger and bigger. And can you make something so tiny like a mosquito that can fly across miles and miles? Is it possible in your invention? He was questioning the basically, Prabhupada was questioning that the greatness does not always have to be bigger and bigger. Even the smallest of the smallest, that is also greatness. So Prabhupada wanted to point out that fact that Krishna is great in both aspects. He can create a mosquito, he can create a gigantic elephant also, right? So in this case, Krishna is just a beautiful baby, just a newborn baby, and still is Sadaishwarya Purna, like he's completely all powerful. So he's all powerful. He doesn't have to become powerful by doing something. Like we always think that perfection is all about, when you like the yogis and the jnanis, the impersonalists, they think that we have to become perfect and then we can become merge with God. We can become one with God. That kind of perfection is not really perfection. God is always God, right? Right from childhood, Krishna is displaying his power. He doesn't have to become God. So one time, one time, one devotee was giving class, and he said, the position of God is always already taken. It's not something open. This position is not vacant. So indirectly, he was saying that we cannot become God by any amount of perfection, because the God is is always is the origin of everything, and he is already Bhagavan with all full opulences. So Krishna is that the origin. Krishna is such powerful personality that he is the origin of everything. Like in Bhagavad Gita, also Krishna says, "Aham sarvasya prabha matta sarvam pravartate." So everything manifested from him, everything emanated from him, and he is the source of everything. So because of that, he could, the soul of the whole universe, he could play any part, any role, but still he is full in his opulences. So, like in the Isha Upanishad, the mantra that in every time they recite in the yajnas, the Om Purnamadaha Purnamadam, Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avasishyate. So, like this, Lord is complete whole. So he's always complete whole. He's always perfect. Even though many incarnations and many expansions come out of him, he's still a complete whole and he's completely powerful. So that is what Prabhupada is trying to explain here. Parashya Saktir Vividaiva Suyate. He has unlimited energies, unlimited potencies that he could manifest, and still he could, display such power, such beauty and such strength, such knowledge. Like whenever he does pastimes, sometimes some of these aspects just gets manifested. But when Krishna came, he manifested all of these opulences. He married 16,108 queens. In Dwaraka, he was, living in so many palaces with such opulence. He just manifested a little bit of opulence. And Krishna also manifested his bodily strength by fighting with so many powerful personalities. Like Putana was one such powerful personality. He manifested his bodily strength, his bodily beauty. He manifested like that. Krishna manifested all of the opulence that God possesses, all six opulences. So Krishna also manifested his the opulence of his knowledge, just a dint of his knowledge that he gave to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, and he gave to Uddhava. So many personalities Krishna just gave a dint of his knowledge. Like that, all opulences are complete in Krishna. Sadaishwarya Purnam. So Bhagavan, so he's always full in all potencies. So this is a very important point that Prabhupada wanted to make in this particular pastime. And then Mother Yashoda and Rohini, here they mention Yashoda Rohini Byam Taha. So Samam Balasya Sarvataha. So as soon as they saw the child, it is mentioned Samam means equally. Both mothers, they actually equally they came, and then along with the elderly gopis, and they were performing one particular thing to protect Krishna here. So they're basically taking the tail of Krishna's, the switch, the tail of the cows. So there is a particular, and then they are trying to protect Krishna by waving that tail of cow and performing a certain waves to protect Krishna. So this is one of the ways that the cowhead people know how to actually protect from the dangers of everyday's ghostly spirits and the other dangers. So now, so we can imagine like cows are very special. Like cows have a lot of mystic powers, and cows can bestow us a lot of benedictions, which we all forgotten. But nowadays, in villages, if we go, people know that how actually to take blessings from cow. Sometimes they take cow urine and then they smear on top of you. They use the cow urine in the sacrifices, the Agnihotra sacrifices. Like that, cow has some special benedictions which we can take blessings from. So here, cow is very special to Krishna. He likes to keep them as pets. So Krishna also says Rishi Goraksha Vanidyam. So one of the important factors that Vaishyas should focus on is agriculture, cow protection. These, and then they can also do trade additional agricultural products they have. Vanidyam they can do. So, but the importantly, Rishi, Goraksha, these two are very important for Vaishyas. Karma Swabhavajam, these are how the Vaishyas supposed to live their life. So in Indian villages, the cows have such important, aspect role to play. Like if somebody has a good land and nice cows, fertile land and cows, their life is the economic problem is already solved. They can have nice food grains, they have nice milk, they have nice milk products, ghee, curd, butter and all that. And economically, they are very well positioned. Even though they may not have a luxury of money, but then from lifestyle perspective, they will have a good lifestyle. So that is what is more important than actually having some dollars, right? So we cannot buy these products. We have to go to the shop and we don't know if it's pure or not. But those people who have very simple lifestyle, but they have opulent products like pure ghee and butter and curd, so they can enjoy those facilities by the mercy of cow. So that is one important factor that Prabhupada is focusing on here in the purport. So, and then the gopis also smeared go mutrena snapayitva. So then they smeared with the washed, they washed Krishna with the cow urine, and then they smeared with the dust raised by the movements of cows. So you can see the cow, the footprints, wherever the cow footprints were there, they smeared that dust to Krishna as to protect Krishna. So, and then they started applying with the cow dung, the 12 parts of his body, beginning from forehead to give protection. So they were started applying the tilak. So with that dust they took, and then with the cow dung smeared, they started applying the tilak. So normally we apply the tilak starting from forehead. So the mantras Om Keshavaya Namaha, like that. So they were applying tilak in 12 places of Krishna's body to give protection. So this the whole from this verse onwards, from the verse number 20, so the whole verses focuses on how the achamana process, even though the gopis were simple cowherd, they are village people, they are not exalted brahmanas or saints like that. This is normal people, but they still know the process of achamana, they know the process of Nyasha mantra, they know all this because these were actually performed even by common men, it seems. It is not everybody in the villages, they were so devoted, they knew all this Achamana processes. Nowadays, it is so difficult to have a person, common man, know all this mantras. We have to go through a special training to understand all this. But in those days, in villages, people were very devotional. They knew all this processes, Achmana process. So now the gopis were performing the Achamana process, and they were trying to chant these mantras in order to protect the limbs of the body of Krishna. So the anga means body, anganyasa means to protecting the whole body, starting from the forehead and then the heart, the head, the kavacha, the armor, the eyes, and then so like that, all the aspects of the full limbs of the body, the gopis are trying to protect by this performing this mantras. So here they were reciting these mantras here, starting from verse number 22 to 22. So these mantras, as it is basically Prabhupada is saying, it's starts with the Om Namo Jas Tavangri Anvayat Mam Mano Manimam. So this was being chanted here. Tava Januni Avyat, so and so on. So so Prabhupada especially says by losing Indian culture, Indian householders have forgotten how to execute Anganyasha and are simply busy in sense gratification. So, so we are there's so many nice things in the Vedic culture. We were actually able to simple things, but they are very powerful because it's connected to the source of the creation, Lord Vishnu. And Lord Vishnu was giving that protection by all of these mantras. So, but then because nowadays the people are so busy, they forgot everything. They were completely involved in sense gratification. So the human civilization in India was very deep. When even in the last 400, 500 years before the British were conquering India, it was very deeply rooted in spiritual culture. And even that Lord Macaulay, who was one of the British Army's head, he was mentioning that I cannot actually rule over these people. They are such high spiritual culture. If I have to rule over, I have to destroy their culture. That was one of the statements he gives in their parliament. So because of that high culture, everyone were protected, everyone were actually happy. But because we lost that culture, and we were so busy in trying to imitate the Western world, we were basically trying to gratify the senses, then completely busy in that aspect of life. So the gopis go on, and Sukada Goswami is elaborating that how the gopis were asking the Lord Vishnu different names of Lord Vishnu. So Lord Madhava, Urugaya, and then the Lord Garuda, Upendra, Haladara. So the different names of Lord Vishnu is being recited here, Urukrama. So like that, to protect each limbs of this body. So and then Indriyani Rishikesha. So here, all of the senses. So Rishikesha means one who Rishik. Rishi means also senses. Isha means the controller, one who is really the controller of the senses. So he is being asked to protect all the senses, and then Narayana, Prana Narayano Avato, the life air. Lord Narayana, they are asking Lord Narayana to protect. And then Sveta Dvipa Patischittam. So the Lord, the master of Sveta Dvipa. So Sveta Dvipa is the island of just like Jambudvipa, there is also Svetodvipa. This is, and they're asking the Lord to protect the heart. So, like the different names being recited here. So, another wonderful name is Mano Yogeshwara Vatu. So, in Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna's Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna. So, Lord Krishna is the mystic, who can actually is the perfected mystic. He can perform any amount of yogic power he can exhibit, right? So that is one of Krishna's names. And then Prishnigarbha, Kushumanda, so many names, Govinda, so many names are being recited here to invoke the blessings of Lord Vishnu to protect the limbs of the bodies. So Prabhupada also makes another, Sukadeva Goswami makes another good point here, saying that there are always disturbances happening in the material world. There are evil spirits and there are bhutas, and all of them give trouble to body, life, hair, and senses. So we get to see the lot of people have memory issues. They have dementia. They have they cannot sleep. Some people, even my father-in-law was complaining he could not sleep in the last stage of his life. We don't know. We try to approach from the material angle of allopathy medicine, but nothing gets worked out. But here Prabhupada Sukadeva Goswami is pointing out, by uttering Lord Vishnu's name through all these mantras, and when the name resounds, there's a vibration of these mantras, they all become afraid and go away. So they say Nama Grahana Bhiravaha. So we become scared, they become afraid, all the spirits, and they go away. So that means we get protection, right? From Lord Vishnu, we get protection. This is a science that right now nobody is perfected in this science. But if this science is very much needed, because in the Kali Yuga, there's so many people are suffering because of this evil, bad dreams and evil thoughts, and the memory losses. So many problems are happening. If we could revive this Vedic culture, it can actually give so much protection, and eventually people can live their life in Krishna consciousness to the fullest extent. I mean, ultimately, whatever we want, we may want many possessions, many things, but then at the end of the day, we have to be happy in order to utilize them, right? So to be happy, we have to be in Krishna consciousness. So and then Prabhupada here is concluding that um, therefore one must become a Vaishnava and think of Vishnu constantly. So in the material world is padam padam yat vipadam. So every step is a danger and we need protection. How can that protection come? We try to take insurance and we try to, take help from in the material world, the powerful vehicles and powerful armor and powerful so many things, but then still problems happen. So how can we get protected? So we can get protected spiritually by taking shelter of Lord Vishnu and thinking of Lord Vishnu all the time. So when we become a Vaishnava, we can take shelter of Lord Vishnu and think of Vishnu constantly. So every moment when we think of Lord Vishnu, we are protected. So that is why in the Buddha Sutti mantra, like they always say, I am not a Kshatriya, I am not a Brahmana, I am not a Vaishya, I am not a Shudra. I am actually not even four varnas and four ashramas. We keep saying I'm not this, and then say I am the spirit soul who is the servant of the Lord. So like that, we have to constantly come to our original position, the constitutional position, and then we connect with the Lord Vishnu. That way, we get protected. So, and then how this can be done, how we can think of Lord Vishnu all the time. Prabhupada says this is made easier by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this mantra has only three syllables, Hare Rama and Krishna. It is put together in such a way that it can make us remember the Lord all the time. So the whole blessings of invoking the Anganyasha mantra we can get by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra all the time. So this is how this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also recommended that Kirtanya Sadahari Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. So by the process of Kirtanam we can get the ultimate benefit, Param Vijayate, ultimate victory. Kirtanadeva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Vrajit. We can also get delivered from all the troubles of life. Right? In the Kali Yuga, there's so many things which are troublesome, but we can actually become victorious by this one process of Kirtanadeva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Vrajit. So finally, Sukadeva Goswami in the last verse of today, verse number 30, he is saying that by after performing all this Anganyasha mantra and then reciting, putting tilaka in Krishna's body, now the gopis, headed by Mother Yashoda, now they taken Krishna. Mother Yashoda have taken Krishna in her lap, and then she is breastfeeding Krishna just to give Krishna protection. So this is one of the Vatsalya Bhav Mother Yashoda wanted to bestow. As soon as Krishna is in danger, she wanted to breastfeed Krishna. So anytime a baby is crying or baby is in a danger, the mother actually feeds milk. That way the baby feels satisfied and secured. So this is one of the Vatsalya Bhav that the Mother Yashoda is bestowing to baby Krishna. So here Prabhupada also mentions when a baby drinks milk from breast of his mother, this is a good sign of health. So, so the elderly gopis were not satisfied with chanting mantras, and they also tested whether the child's health was in order. So they wanted to make sure Krishna is in good health. Now he is, so they could basically put Krishna back in his quarters in his bed. That is the purpose. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. That concludes today's verse. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vranda ki jai. Vancha kalpatrubhyasya kripa sindhubhye vachaha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Such a great talk.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Yes,
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.